Mission 1296 here is another review, this time of the Iron Man 3 Assembler's Interchangeable Armor System War Machine. So here you go. So this is, of course, from the new Iron Man 3 toy line, and it's War Machine. If I'm not mistaken, we haven't seen pictures of him as War Machine in the movie yet. Of course, we've seen him as Iron Patriot, and they did have an Iron Patriot as well. Same sculpt and everything, but I'll get into that later. First of all, as you can see, you've got the packaging here. Really love the inside of the packaging with his armor vault. I think that there's some pretty cool characters in there. There's a bunch of different Iron Mans and some Iron Mans that we haven't seen, some that we have, as well as a couple War Machines. This is an interesting armor to me. I'd love to see that be made into a toy. That'd be kind of interesting. But anyway, the box is very nice. On the side, you get a nice picture of War Machine, and it's number 2. Makes it very easy to flip through the pegs, and then you get a little idea of how the gimmick works. Which I will show you how that works in a second. As well as you've got the basic look of the figure and everything, and yeah, on the side just small window and everything, and it is recyclable. Look at that. So but anyway, I really love this box, how you can open it just with the tabs and not ruin the box whatsoever. So if you're a person that likes to take it out of the box, maybe review it, do something with it, and then go put it back in, you'll be totally able to do that without disrupting the look of the package whatsoever, which is a nice improvement from the from just all the other Marvel 3 3/4 inch toy lines. So yeah. So on to War Machine himself. Let's just start off with the paint, like I've been doing. Let me just focus. There you go. So as you can see, the face sculpt is pretty cool, and the paint's nice. I love the red eyes. It's done extremely well, except for that one little small dot of red on his forehead. It's not a huge shame, though. It's very unnoticeable, but the red in the eyes are painted extremely well, and they're pretty good. I really do like it. As far as the rest of the face looks good. The body's neat. I like the red. I'm liking the red decals on this because it looks nice. You got the red chest and everything, and the silver and black all meshed together pretty well. And overall, it's an extremely nice look and everything. As far as sculpting, like I said in my Iron Patriot review, I think that the chest is a little bit big and the thighs are a little bit big. But I will say it is a lot less noticeable with this than the Iron Patriot. I don't know, I guess it's just the colors because they're the same sculpt. But it is totally less noticeable. Here he is with the Iron Patriot. As you can see, same exact sculpt, same exact figure with just a different look and a couple different accessories. As far as the accessories, let's just go right into it. His little gun on the side here is the same thing as Iron Patriot. I was really hoping, and when I first saw it in the store, I even thought so, that it was a different gun, which I liked. I hoped it was like a Gatling gun like he has in Iron Man 2, but of course it isn't. I don't know what kind of gun this is or what it does. We've seen it in the trailer, of course. It just pegs onto the back like that, and it kind of is sideways, so you can see it like that. As well as there's another peg, so you can peg it on the side and have it, like it's back and it's done firing. Overall, it's a neat idea to do that. It just doesn't look really good. But I am still impressed that they did it. As far as articulation, everybody's favorite topic with these new figures. The ball jointed head, it's very nice. It's got a nice swivel to it, up and down. It's got a lot of motion. It's on a really nice ball joint, which is better than most of the Iron Man 2 figures, in fact, which is cool. As far as the shoulders, they're hinge swivel, and they can go out pretty far. The only thing that I don't like about these hinge swivels is that they're like on little ratchets. Like that's a point, and then that's a point, and then that's a point, and it makes it really hard to get the arm exactly where you want it to go. This is in between 2 points, and you can get it to stay, but just, it can just like flip up and stuff. It's a shame. It's nothing too bad, but it's an annoyance. And for all these figures, the left arm sticks out more than the right arm for some reason, which just aggravates the hell out of me. I really for some reason, I can't stand that, and that's on all 3 figures that I own so far, which is a shame. But overall, as far as articulation, then he's got a swivel, a thigh. Of course, no, waist, torso, elbows, knees, wrists, ankles, none of that, none of the good stuff, but we do get the absolute basics, which is what Hasbro's all about this year, I guess. So nothing you can really do about it, but overall he looks very nice. So now let's go into some more of his accessories and his gimmicks. So compared to the Mark 42 and the Iron Patriot, he does have a couple of different accessories, which is pretty neat. First of all, of course, I've already shown you the back cannon, but he does have this arm, and it's the exact same thing as the others, as Iron Patriot and Iron Man came with, as you can see. Same exact thing, no difference. unfortunately, but yeah. Except actually there is a difference. It's painted a little worse, which is really unfortunate. I don't know what they did this, but it's like a gray that's almost got like a bluish kind of shimmer to it. Really don't like it. I don't know why they did that. Why they couldn't have just painted it black. I mean, if it was a price thing, then I'm just pissed because I think they're saving a lot of money with these toys alone. So I really don't like the colors, how different it looks, and it's a shame. I mean, painting it black, I don't see the problem in that, but apparently Hasbro did, which is just great. But anyway, his second arm is really cool, actually. It's a arm cannon, and it's not like a ridiculous size. Considering it does shoot a missile, you'd expect it to be some kind of weird, ridiculous thing, but overall it looks pretty nice, and it's good. It's got the same color, which sucks, but what are you gonna do? And it plugs in, and even with the arm cannon, it really just swivels. I mean, it does go in a little bit, but that's about it. So yeah, so that is a shame. Of course, probably my favorite picture from I don't know who they hired, but they hired somebody really cool to do the pictures, and it was kind of like running like this. It looked pretty neat, but yeah. Of course, this can shoot it can shoot something. I don't know what this is. It can shoot like a claw, I guess. I don't know. I guess this is like some kind of electricity kind of thing. But anyway, it shoots very well, surprisingly, and it's got a really strong shot, which is pretty cool. And if you wanted just a kind of a more simple kind of missile to put in it and still have it shoot, you can just use the Mark 42's missile. It does stick out quite far, but same effect, it does the same thing. So yeah, so overall this gun's pretty neat. I'm glad that it's different. The Iron Patriot and the Mark 42 came with the same two arms, which is the one on his right arm, and I really didn't like it getting it twice. It's okay once, but twice I just didn't really like it. But as you can see, there you go. And let's do something a little more interesting with them. So here's War Machine with the others from Iron Man 3 that I own that are in the movie, which is Iron Patriot and the Mark 42. As you can see, it looks pretty cool. The Mark 42 is shorter than both of them. Of course, Iron Patriot and War Machine are the exact same figure, so no height difference or anything there. But as you can see, he looks pretty decent. I think on camera it's coming across a little bit more black than he really is. I think that the color on the camera is actually really cool, but it is more of a very dark gray. And not, I mean, it is black, but it's a very dark gray, and it's like a really light black or really dark gray, not completely black. But overall, it looks pretty cool. There he is with them. Now let's compare him with some others. Here he is with the War Machine that came with the Iron Man 2 toy line, and the War Machine that came with the Iron Man 2 toy line that has the light-up gimmick. The one on the left has the light-up gimmick. As you can see, I mean, there's no comparison here. 2 years ago, they gave us this fantastic figure. It's superior in paint, in articulation, in sculpting, in accessories, in just overall look. It is so much better than this new one, and it is cheaper back then. I mean, when it came out, this was an $8 toy. Now we've got this toy that retails at Toys R Us for $11. I think that it might be $10 at Walmart, Toys R Us, and Target, but at Toys R Us it is $11. As you can see, we are paying more for less, which is a shame. It is really disappointing, and overall, this is the reason why I would not recommend this figure. Iron Patriot and the Mark 42, they're completely different, you know, the characters, pretty much. I mean, the same character, but they have completely different looks. So there isn't a real substitute for those characters. If you want the 42 and the Iron Patriot, you're going to have to pick up those two, and that's why I pretty much recommended them. But as far as this guy, we have alternatives that are so much better that you'd be stupid to go with the Iron Man 3 rather than the Iron Man 2 one, to be quite honest. It's a shame. I mean, this is one figure that I bet will not sell well because everybody's got a far superior figure already. That why would they buy a cheaper one other than me, you know? But overall, I mean, no comparison here. It's ridiculous. He's even shorter, so no comparison, no comparing these guys because he is so behind them. It's not even funny. But there you go. So overall, this War Machine is pretty decent. As far as his his actual sculpt, it's pretty okay. I definitely would not recommend this one though. For kids and adults alike, this is definitely one to pass on because we've got the new Iron Man 3 character, which is Iron Patriot. Same thing, but definitely would rather recommend the Iron Patriot rather than this one because he's in the movie. But if you really don't like the Iron Patriot and you want a War Machine, then get the Iron Man 2 one because it's a lot better. So overall, there really isn't a big reason to get this unless you're completist, unless you love Iron Man 3, and unless you love the 3.75-inch toy line, which I really love the Iron Man franchise and huge fan of the 3.75-inch line, and it was on sale, so I couldn't pass on it. These figures are definitely meant to be waited for on sale, considering they came out less than a week ago and they are already on sale, 2 for $15, and they are $11 each at Toys R Us. So I mean, definitely I wouldn't recommend picking these things up at full retail, but overall it's a decent figure, but definitely one to pass and get either an Iron Patriot or get an Iron Man 2 War Machine. So there you go. Thanks for watching. So these Iron Man 3 Assemblers Interchangeable Armor System as a whole, I think that they're pretty interesting figures. When I first saw them, I was extremely disappointed for my selfish reasons. It was a horrible choice by Hasbro, and I was really upset. Getting them in hand, they were slightly better than I thought, and I was of course used to I knew that the articulation was sucked, so I didn't have any expectations for that or anything. So overall, getting them in hand, they were slightly better than I expected, but nothing too fantastic. Definitely these are going to be fun for kids. I think kids will have a lot of fun with this, doing these kind of combinations and being Tony Stark in a way, being able to create your own customizable armor. I mean, this could be the Mr. Transformers 96 armor. So I think that's pretty cool that they are able to do that. But for collectors themselves, it is a shame that they're doing this new gimmick because of course it isn't nobody really wants to do this as a collector. But overall, the toys are half decent. I'd recommend them on sales, and I wouldn't recommend getting the whole waves or anything. Just core figures that were in the movie, like these three. And so there you go. So those are my thoughts on the toy line overall. Thanks for watching.